Hello everyone, this is TARUN JAGDISH, a chartered accountant by profession but a trainer by passion. This video I am taking mainly to give you an awareness about how VAT actually takes place in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Before even we go to that, let us understand a few basics about VAT. First, and a very simple question, what is VAT? The full form is value added tax. This is a tax what you have to pay on either sale or service. So friends, if you have a shop in Bahrain and you are selling some goods, you are supposed to pay VAT on that, which is 5%. Suppose you are rendering some service, like I am into consulting service and auditing service. If I am providing an auditing service and if I am charging 100 dinar from one of my customers, I should be charging 5 dinar as VAT on that. Friends, let's go to the next slide and understand what is VAT. It is an indirect tax. Why we call it as an indirect tax is because once you are selling, the other person is buying it. The buyer is the one who will pay VAT to you, and this is the VAT what you collect and pay to the government. Okay, so let me give you an example. I sell a product for 100 plus I collect 5 dinar as VAT. 105 I receive from the other person, in which 5 is the tax indirectly paid by the buyer. I collect that 5 and I pay this 5 to the government. Alright, this is collected on either goods or it is collected on service. The rate is normally 5%, and there are two important points that you have to understand. You should be a taxable person. For being a taxable person, you should have a turnover of at least above 37,500 dinar, and the location must be Bahrain. Alright, this is the transition phase which is almost over right now. December 2019 was the last time when the threshold got over. Any one of you, if you have a turnover of more than 37,500 dinar, you are supposed to get registered for VAT. Let's go to the next one. Once you get registered, this is the certificate what the Kingdom of Bahrain will provide to you. You can use this certificate as an evidence that you are a VAT registered person and you are eligible to collect 5% VAT from the customer. There are basically 4 types of taxability coming in Bahrain. One is standard rate, second one is zero rate, third one is exempted, and the last one is out of scope. Friends, standard rate is basically 5%. If I am into auditing, it's standard rate. If you are selling some particular goods, it is 5%. Standard rate is taxable, whereas zero rated is something which is not taxable. For example, if you are a hospital is providing a necessary service. So Bahrain department has mentioned that if you are into healthcare service, you are not liable to pay VAT and the VAT will become 0%. The third one what they are mentioning over there is exempted VAT. Friends, exempted VAT is basically whenever you don't have to pay tax, similar to zero rated, but the major difference is that in case of zero rated, I can claim input VAT. But as far as exempted is concerned, I cannot claim input VAT. So input VAT claiming and not claiming is the major difference between zero rated and exempted. Out of scope means it is purely out of the VAT regulation. We don't even have to worry about whether it is existing or not existing. Everybody clear with this? Exports are zero rated. This is a very good chart which will help you to understand how the whole VAT process happens. Look, the first person over here is a supplier. Supplier has sold goods to the distributor, and the goods when he sold, it was sold for a value of 100 BD plus 5 BD VAT. Distributor paid 105 to the supplier. Supplier took this 5 and he paid to the government. Next one, distributor sold it to the retailer. He sold it for 200 BD plus he collected 10 BD VAT. Now this 10 collected by the distributor is what we call it as output VAT. Everyone repeat, this is what we call it as output VAT. So when we have a sale, we call it as output VAT. When we have a purchase, we call it as input VAT. Sale 10 BD output VAT, purchase 5 BD input VAT. 10 minus 5, we get the answer as 5. This 5 was paid by the distributor to the department. Next one. Retailer is now selling it for, let us say, 300 BD. On 300 BD, his output VAT will be 15 BD. His input VAT will turn out to be the one what he paid to the distributor, that is 10 BD. So what will he do? He will pay another 5 BD to the government. Now if you add up 5 from the supplier, 5 from the distributor and 5 from the retailer, together the government got 15 BD. That is nothing but 300, the final sale value, into 5%. This is the whole mechanism of VAT, where you have output VAT also and where you have input VAT also. Following are the zero rated goods available in Bahrain. One is exports, you do exports, no VAT. Transportation, no VAT. Basic needs, basic food items, bread, egg, etc., no VAT. Healthcare, hospitals, no VAT. Education, no VAT. Real estate, no VAT. Oil and gas, no VAT. Commodities, no VAT. Let's go to the next one. Following 4 are exempted. As I told you, in case of exempted, input VAT you cannot claim. Everybody clear? So here is the first one. Diplomatic and military, they don't have to charge VAT from you, but they cannot claim input VAT also. Real estate, sale of bare land, you don't have output VAT, you cannot claim input VAT. Financial services, you don't have output VAT, but you cannot claim input VAT. Residential building sale, you don't have output VAT, but you cannot claim input VAT. Friends, these are the points which are required in the tax invoice. A better way to do would be to show you a format. This is a format. You can go through this format, and if you're creating a VAT invoice, you should create it using this format. Okay. The period is quarterly filing. The first filing comes on April 30th. Second one comes on July 31st. October 31st, and the last one comes on January 31st. If you have made some mistake while you have filed the VAT return, you can amend the same within 30 days once he becomes aware of it. So if you made a mistake in January, you can correct it by February. Alright? But the error should be less than BD 5000. Otherwise, you will be in trouble, and there's a lot of penalties and heavy things coming up as far as the Bahrain VAT is concerned. Friends, here it mentions about all the problems and the penalties that are applicable to you if you do not comply with the whole thing. You can read through this. I don't want to simply elaborate on this. I can just tell you one simple thing. If you do not comply with VAT, you are going to pay a lot of penalties, and you might even end up closing your business. So my request to all of you is, friends, please take VAT very seriously. Otherwise, things might not be in our favor. Okay. Alright friends, this is all that I had to say. Thank you so much, and thank you Center of Excellence for giving me this opportunity of sharing this video with all of you. Thank you so much friends. Have a nice day.